Alright guys, we're gonna just do a quick instructional video of installing one of our two-seat cage packages. This is on a 2016 RZR Turbo S. We'll kind of go over some of the tips and tricks that we use to install these on the units. If you purchase one and have it shipped to you, kind of give you a visual of what we got going on. These are, generally speaking, pretty simple, nothing too complicated. We literally pulled this off the production line for what we were doing, slapped it right on. This is exactly how it fit up on this unit as soon as we put it on the chassis. You'll notice the gaps aren't great, but we have driven this vehicle around quite a bit in and out of the shop, trying to make room for some other production stuff that we've got going on. So we've got a little bit of flex in the frame itself. We will show you some tips on how to get by with that. You know, maybe if you stand in it, these frames have a little bit of flex when they don't have a cage top to them. So we're going to overcome that, get this whole thing bolted up, kind of show you guys how it works, and kind of talk about some of the cage features as we go. So you'll notice we have no hardware yet. We can get all that thrown in. Just two guys literally pulled this off the cooling rack from Powder Coat, slapped it right on, and this is kind of how you see it got going on. So we'll get started. All right, so first thing, I'm gonna take just some hardware this is what came out of the factory cage in the back location. We're just gonna stab it through each side, and I'm gonna hand start the nuts on the back side. That way nothing can move around on me as we're prying on this and getting it to fit. So I just got that hand started to the nylock. Come do this side. Now we know no matter what, the cage isn't gonna come toppling on the ground no matter how hard we pull on it or tug on it. This is the biggest issue with getting the cage lined up right now. Like we were talking about a while ago, the vehicle's settled from standing in it, driving it with no cage on it. So we need to get this bar down and in, or we either need to bring this bar up and out basically. So we're gonna try and do that without any jack, see if we can make it happen. If not, like I said, we'll jack up the middle and kind of check that out. We're just gonna kind of push on a little bit and see what we can come up with. It's usually quite a bit easier doing these when they don't have the intrusion bars and the down bar. You get just a little bit of flex out of them. There we go. Kind of work it in. There we go. Fall into place. This is a nice little handy tool to have to get the front set in. Call it a lady finger. Girthy screwdriver would probably get the job done, but just gonna slide it in here. Just enough. See how that hole's not quite lined up? We're gonna just line it up. Get my hardware ready. And that just sucks right down in there, real easy. And same thing on the other side. I'm going ahead and get these started while I'm here. So now that's tightened on the back side, not going nowhere. And same action on the front. From there, we're going to do our back bars, and these are probably the most tricky out of them all, just because they've got the normal clamp meet up from the factory, and then we also have to get our door on there all at the same time. So we're gonna just try and work this in a little bit and get it relatively close before we put the bar on. Snap right in like that. There we go. So now we got all this really close to lined up. We're gonna take our door support, just gonna rotate it up, get it lined up, and kind of force her in. Gonna go up a touch right here, help out with that. Looks like it's catching up on a lip right there. See if I can't separate this. There we go. Now we're back in. Grab some hardware. So you'll notice on some of your hardware when you take it off, it's generally a good idea for it to go back in the same spot, but you can know on these two seats they're real easy. If it has a flanged nut like that, you see a little lip on there, obviously it can't go in one of these spots where they don't have the flange and the back of the nut is held by the bar for you, but on these door bars you have the flange nut because it's basically a built-in washer on the back side whenever we go in. You know, I might want to put that other side in first before I bolt that in. The more I think about it. There we go. Whoops. Got that in. Get the ratchet and walk that one in real quick. So I've just got my 3/8 ratchet, 15 millimeter socket, and a 15 millimeter end wrench. Just gonna walk this one in real quick, get it set in there. This is a really cool cage that we've got going on this one. It's a little different than our standard cages for the two seats. One of the big things, we got a different roof line on this one. It actually extends all the way back to this down bar, so we got something cool with it. This unit is also getting an integrated rear bumper, and that is why this tubing comes down the way that it does and has our connection set up there. We have a bumper that goes on the back of these and integrates in with the rear of the cage. Kind of a cool look, really stiffens everything up. Give you quite a bit of protection on the exterior for any panels or anything. All these cages are 100% TIG welded. All the roofs, they have quarter turn Zeus fasteners, come right off, real simple. It also has a light bar on the front of this one. I don't think he actually got a windshield with this, and all of our cages come standard with the windshield. This customer opted for just the front bar and the intrusion bars and no windshield on it, so that's why this one is outfitted that way. But that is pretty much it. I got to put a couple more bolts in the front. That'll be real easy. Everything's already lined up. Tighten everything down, get it snugged up. We'll put the seats back in, put the harnesses back on the bar that they would have come off of on the factory cage, and that's it. Pretty simple install. Didn't have to use any jacks or anything. Like I said, this vehicle had been moved around quite a bit, so there's a lot of flex in these chassis. Just using my hands, able to hit it in, get it lined up. Nothing too terrible. So appreciate you guys watching and maybe purchasing these cages. We're gonna have a link down in the description of how you can get a hold of us for one of these cages. We also offer cages for the Pro XP, the Can-Am Maverick. We've done some general cages, some RS1 stuff, but pretty much anything Polaris RZR 1000 cc and up, 2016 and newer, we've got a cage for you. So thanks for watching, guys.